Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Let's jump in, shall we? There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. This one goes out to Mr. Thorndike himself, who recommended this via the Patreon. We listened to a little bit of Fugazi, not so long back now, and it was pretty bloody good. So let's jump in. This one's repeater and 3 songs. Thank you very much, all the patrons over there. You're essentially running this channel yourselves now with your recommendations, so thank you very much. Let's jump in. Turnover is track number 1. 14 songs. It's repeater plus 3 songs, which I assume is song number 1, Joe number 1, and Breaking. Good song lengths on this record. Not many breaking the 3-minute mark. I'm very happy with that. Is this where the band Turnover got their name from? Mic check. Discord Records. Released in 1990. Still clearly a very popular band, as it has 402,000 views, and it was only uploaded in 2017, which seems like it was closer than it actually is, to be honest with you. 2017. I'm getting old. Nice. Boom, 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 boom. Great bass line. Boom, 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 boom.
with so many.
That was quite abrupt. I assume that it runs into repeater with the way that was just such an abrupt finish. But it was good. It was a good start to the record. Do I think that's the best we're gonna hear? Nah. I think there's gonna be more favourable songs for my particular taste. But it was an half decent song. With that being said, we've got Repeater coming up next, the title track. There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Repeater by Fuzagi. I always meet it halfway when I say it because I don't know how it's pronounced. But this is track 2, Repeater it's called. I assume it has turnover flow in. Either that or they cut that last song off a little bit too early. Alright, let's go. Come on. Bam 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 bam. Let's go. Like a little island twinkle that on the clean guitar there, very nice. These dudes could jam. Out. Very cohesive musical unit. Come on.
Something outside. It sound like a gun. Stay from that window, boy. It's not anyone.
Let's go. Bap, bap. Come on now.
Wish you just zoomed out a bit.
Wish you just zoomed out a bit. Yeah, kinda. That was pretty good. Yeah, that was good. I preferred that to Turnover, me personally. I really liked the guitar twinkles on the repeater bit, and with them twinkles, they were a little bit odd. You know, they weren't tight to the click. With intention, clearly, but I liked that. I liked that little jarring element of it, whilst keeping it quite harmonically pleasant to listen to. That was a good song, and I prefer it when Ian does his vocal. To be honest with you, I think he suits the band sound a lot more. But I guess you can't have one without the other in this act. We've got Brendan #1 coming up next. There's ROCKSTEADY King of the Pit TV, listening to Repeater tonight. All right, as recommended by Mr. Thorndyke on the Patreon. This is track number 3, Brendan #1. Let's jump in. I assume most of this record just flows from track to track with what we've heard so far. this an instrumental? There's that island sound again. We've got it 2 songs in one, huh? These dudes try to be Led Zeppelin with this one, I'll tell you that. I'm only joking. I'm only joking, aren't I? But it's very rock and roll. Rock and roll interlude. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-boom. We're going to take that and we're going to flow it into merchandise, aren't we? Same video. Let's keep going.
Felix, it's great to...
Mr. Robbie Williams. We should do a little bit of Robbie Williams on this channel, I reckon. What do you think to that? This one's merchandise. Track 4. Let's go. The interlude. As far as an album is concerned, yeah, fair enough. Song by song. No point commenting, is there really? It wasn't that special. This band needs the vocal line. Needs a concept. Vocal concept at least. Lyrical concept.
When we have nothing left to give, there'll be no reason for us to live. When we have nothing left to lose, you will have nothing left to use. We ain't nothing. You have no control. We ain't nothing. You have
Quite a punk rock track, this one then, eh? Bam, 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 bam.
Run the dice, it keeps us in line. The common sense and it's by design. What could a businessman ever want more than to have us sucking in his store? We ain't nothing. You have no control. We ain't nothing. You have no control.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam bam ba dam bam 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 ba dam bam 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 ba dam bam 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 ba dam bam. This band's hooks, right? Sing-along sections, they're coming from the bass lines. They're coming from the bass lines. And I know I said earlier, we need a vocal, you know, to make this band. We don't want to hear an instrumental tune. But the bass lines are what really give this band like this sing-along edge, I think. Come on. Ba ba da ba ba da bow. Nice. That was very punk rock. Even to the stabs there at the end. That was a surprisingly punk rock tune. Obviously the band derives from that, but I assumed that they were trying to stray away from it as far as the soundscape is concerned, as much as they could do. Yeah, that was good. That was a good tune. Decent tune. We've got Blueprint coming up next, which has got even more views. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV signing in. We're listening to Fugazi, and it's devoted to my good friend Dolphin Thorndike, who has recommended this via the Patreon. This is track 5 of 14 entitled Blueprint. Let's go. A lot of views on this one. Must be a good one. Well, you'd hope so, right? Quality guitars. One, two, three, four. And two. Very good. Very good. Decent tune. I didn't think it was better than Merchandise. The people preferred it more. I liked the chord progression. It was a relatively pop progression. It reminded me of something, but I can't put my finger on what. I think it was the relative simplicity of it, you know. It wasn't necessarily outside of the box per se, but it was very good. Always a high-end jangle to that guitar, I'm finding, which isn't a bad thing. It's quite cool and quite a unique approach to things. It sounds like they're playing. I'm not a gearhead, so you tell me. It sounds like a Strat Telly sort of situation, doesn't it? Or am I wrong in saying that? Let's keep going. We've got Sieve Fisted Find coming up. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV. Sieve Fisted Find is track numero 6 of 14 on repeater, plus 3 songs by Fuzagi. Let's go. Quite an indie intro, eh? Wow. Heavy. Feels like the vocal levels are a little lower in this one. You reckon? Bro, they put out a couple of records. We got In on the Kill Taker and Steady Diet of Nothing. Bro, someone needs to recommend a bit of Jawbreaker. We gotta do some Jawbreaker at some point. I should have this really, shouldn't I? My bad. Sorry about that. Let's go. Nice. Always comes with a nice melody. I don't know if I'm making up a lead guitar in my head, but it feels there's ever such a slight, tiny, distant lead guitar over the top of that. Great riff. Ba 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 ba. Great riff. Very good, yeah. Good. The band is incredibly varied. Like, you have so many cool moments in each song. That wasn't a fan favourite, believe it or not. I thought with its song length and sort of, you know, particular moments in there, that would have just been as popular as Blueprint, but it seems not. I thought that was an half decent tune. We've got Greed coming up next, which is a short one at 1 minute 48. Let's go. Mic check. Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, signing in. Devoted to Dolphin Thorndike via the Patreon. Greed is the title of this one. We're listening to Repeater. This is track number 7 of 14. Let's go. Only a short one, this at 1 minute 47. Is it an instrumental? Cool ideas. Punk rock. It's controversial because a lot of people would be completely against what I'm about to say, but this third wave ska punk in some of this sound, in the guitar work, in the punk rock we're hearing, the vocal melody there reminded me of a 90s band called Assorted Jelly Beans. And there's a lot of different rhythms, a lot of different rhythmic elements, and that's what makes this band really good, because they are outside of the box, and they're outside of the box and not abiding by traditional structures and whatnot, while still being pleasant to listen to, still structuring songs that flow well enough. You see where I'm coming from? Stop and start with that one. I was surprised we had a few more lyrics other than the first lyrics, to be honest with you. I thought that could have been a borderline instrumental. It wasn't a fan favourite. That was the least viewed track we had already listened to. But it was alright. We got 2 Beats Off coming up next, which is going to be track number 8. I'll see you there. Des Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. Repeater plus 3 songs. Track 8 of 14. 2 Beats Off. Let's go. As recommended on the Patreon. Bap 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 and 2 bap bap bap. These dudes are jamming on this one. I like this one. This might be my favourite one. I think Merchandise might be, but this is a great song. Great groove to it. Come on.
Cut my nails to the quick, but still I was caught with my hand in the till. Red-handed.
Bam, bam, bam. That was good. That was a great tune. One of my favourites, that. I thought that was really good. Yeah, yeah. You seen this guy? I want to look like this guy. I'm going to get myself some Giorgio Armani aftershave. I want to look like that guy. That was a good tune. The little chug. I was thinking as well, 2 beats off the title of the track. It sounds like one of them, what makeshift songs bands do. So when you're in a band and you're in the studio, you don't come up with a song title really from the get-go. So instrumentally speaking, you sort of jam it out, and then, yeah, you might come up with a makeshift name in association with how it sounds. And there was a couple of odd timing bits in there, so I don't know if that was just in reference to the timing stuff and how they referred to it when they were recording the music. We got Styrofoam coming up next, track 9. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. Track number 9 of Repeater, okay? Styrofoam is the title of this one. Let's jump in. Dig it up. Some tight as hell picking here. Pick 'em up, pick 'em up. Very nice. Well. Bit too weird, that. I can't help but think that vocal line would go so much better with a different riff underneath, you know what I mean? Something a little less zany. Something a little less wacky. Ba 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 ba. Very cool. That was Styrofoam. It was good. It was half and half, that one, because that ruined it. That ruined it for me. It was in the vein of the band. It was what this band would do, but I wasn't happy with it. I didn't need that. Reprovisional is track number 10, and it's coming up next. Let's keep going, shall we? Yes, now bless, now don't forget the rest. Now Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, listening to Repeater, plus 3 additional songs by Fugazi. It goes out to Dolphin via the Patreon. Thank you very much for the recommendation. If you like Fugazi, if you like Fugazi, one of the two, then you may thank him too. Reprovisional is the title of this one. It's track number 10. Let's go. Have I heard this before, or was that lyric on the last song? Or was this on the last record? Not on the last song, on the last record, on 13 songs. I hope every slip's not a slide. That's a lyric that stands out. I really like that lyric. Unless I've heard this before. You know what? This is the least viewed song on this record so far. The least viewed song. I think this could be one of the best ones. I like the chord progression a lot. I like the lyrical content. I like the tempo. I like the energy. I'm surprised. Ba-da-dum. Come on.
Somewhere in these private minds, the last one comes. Just your time to clear out the chambers, sew up the lips, the press to pay, open every slip's not a slide.
I like that. I like that. Every slip's not a slide. I like that. We got Shut the Door to essentially finish off the album, I would assume, before we go into the bonus material. I think that was my favourite one. Yeah, I like that. I like the chord progression. It was good. Shut the Door coming up next. 309k views. We're in for a good one, and it's the longest one so far. All right, and the longest one on the record. Let's be fair. Let's continue on. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, listening to Fugazi, I don't know. This is track number 11 of 14. We're listening to Repeater plus 3 songs. This one's entitled Shut the Door. Let's go. It's quite a popular one, this one. Come on. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and come on.
I broke the surface so I can breathe. I close my eyes so I can see. I tie my arms to be free. Daddy, I'm a man free.
Great riff. Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-ba-da-bow.
She's not breathing. She's not moving. She's not coming back. I burn a fire to stay cool. I burn myself. I am the fuel. I never meant to be cruel. Now you have a patron. She's not breathing. She's not moving. She's not coming back, back, back.
They got a record called The Argument as well. They've got a load of records. I had no idea. Bruh, someone made 1 month ago made a video called Why Hardcore Punk Was So Important. Bruh, hardcore punk still is important. Says a lot, doesn't it? 52,000 views on that. Yeah, I bet whoever made that video has no clue. Shut the door so I can leave. Shut the door. Cool tune, good ideas. I love the bridge. The bass line, the drum and bass bridge. That was nice. I can see why it's got so many views. I mean, it's not the most played one, but it's rightful in position to have that many views. Because it was good. But this band has a way of sort of... I understand at a very simple level what the lyrical content is. I think, it's, you know what I mean? Just counter opposites. But conceptually, I feel like I'm missing out on a big gist of what this band is by not picking up or I'm just generally not a person who cares, to be honest, for the most part, about, you know, lyrical concepts and that. I like the music as a whole. So, with that being said, I think I'm missing out on a lot of substance from the band by not being a person who really participates within that sort of part of things. I like it to be given to me at face value. I don't like to have to think, to be honest with you. I'm brain dead, to be honest. So, we've got the 3 songs now coming up next. I'll see you there. Yes! There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. Shout out to Dolphin, who recommended this via the Patreon. Repeater plus 3 songs. This track 12 of 14. We're getting into the 3 songs section now, I do believe. Song number 1, this is called. Hello. Reminds me of a particular sound. Now you know where we're going. A band called the Seahorses. Which, dude, if you've never listened to the Seahorses, I recommend it. Incredibly underrated, I would think. British band. I think it was the Seahorses who featured one of the members of the Stone Roses. Potentially, it was the guitarist or the bassist of the Stone Roses. Incredibly talented. The Seahorses, they were called. Love is the Law. Oh, man. 90s band. Incredibly talented musicians and incredibly brilliant songs for what could be considered Britpop. Probably not Britpop, but good British rock band from the 90s. Sounded like Led Zeppelin. Really sounded like Led Zeppelin. Without Robert Plant. Bow, 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 bow.
Everybody talk about their hometown scene. People feel that they're magazines. You wanna know what it all means? It's nothing.
Da, 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 da.
Fight for a haircut to grow your hair. Rap for the music, well, that actually really care. Looking for an answer, you can find it anywhere. There's nothing. There's nothing.
Come on. Bow, 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 bow. I love this song. This is great. This is such a good groove. This is such a good groove. This is rock and roll.
Life is what you want it to be, so don't get tangled up trying to be free.
A little bit crass. A little bit of crass, I heard that.
Don't worry for the other people say. There's
Very cool. Was that actually part of the album? Because, like, was the album Repeater plus 3 songs? Was that, like, actually the album? Or was the album initially Repeater and then, like, as a revisit, as a reboot of the album, they threw these on? Because that was really good. That deserved to be on the album if that was the case. That was a fantastic number, that. We've got Joe number 1 coming up next. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. Listening to Fuzagi, Repeater plus 3 songs. This one is entitled Joe number 1. Let's go. That last song was arguably my favourite. I thought it was really good. Great groove, great bop to it. Great melodic hooks. Let's go. Bum ba da da dum, bum ba da 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 da, bum ba da da dum, bum ba da da ba da bum ba da ba dum. Piano there. Come on. Here we go. Instrumental. That exact chord there and the way it's played, it's so minute, but bomb bomb. That's we're going down to Boston. Do you know the start of we're shipping off to Boston or whatever by the Dropkick Murphys? That very first bomb bomb. Bomb bomb. It's the exact same tone and everything. I guess they used the piano in that intro. Anybody want me to do Dropkick Murphys? I've never checked them out properly. This bit's kind of dead. I don't like this. This doesn't correlate with me, this riff. Right.
Delivery.
Let's just flow it into breaking. It seems like it wants to do that. It feels like it wants to do that. So that was We're Shipping Off to Boston by Fuzagi. Let's go. Does it flow in? Does it flow in? Breaking. So punk rock. Oh, I should have thrown in an again chance again. That was the most punk rock song on the record. Was it that good? Not really. No, it wasn't the best one. Song number 1 was the best of the 3 songs, and could be the best on the record, if you ask me personally. And with that being said, that was Repeater. And I'm going to do a couple more videos. One of them is going to be my final overview, and I'll rate this record out of 10. And then we're going to have a little deke of some history behind this record, and see if there's anything interesting, alright? I'll see you there, okay? See you later. Yo, what's good? There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in. We just listened to Fugazi's Repeater album. Fugazi's Repeater album. It was recommended on the Patreon by Mr. Thorndike, a good friend of mine who has put me on to some good music and engaged with me on some good music. So I do appreciate you for that. Let's have a little overview. We listened to this record as recommended not so long after listening to the 13 Songs record. So this was Repeater plus 3 songs. I don't know too much of the history behind this, but we're going to do another video after this, which will sort of... we're going to make a visit to the Wikipedia, to put a long story short, and have a look at the history behind this record. If there's anything interesting to note. I don't know if this was like maybe a remaster or a revisit to the record, or whether the 3 songs were initially actually on this record. Because this band tries to... Do you know what? I'll be real. They try to do their best to be artistic. They try their best to be artistic. But I would dispute that they do it very tastefully. And I say that just because maybe the album was Repeater plus 3 songs, if you know where I'm coming from. The whole album wasn't just under the umbrella of Repeater. It was actually the idea of Repeater plus 3 songs, which is awkward as hell. It's really awkward, but I can see this band doing something like that. It comes across more so as a demo as opposed to a record, as an album, you know, when you put it in that manner. But this is what this band does. 14 tracks. And where do we start? Instrumentally, fantastic. Vocals were pretty cool. I still don't know who the other guy is. Ian MacKaye, I think, has the better vocal approach. I think it's each to their own, because lyrically speaking, the other guy tends to be a little more freestyle-y, tends to be a little more free form, tends to be poetic would be a strong term to use as far as what he does, but lyrically speaking, I think a little more expressive and a little more enigmatic per se. Whereas Ian MacKaye just hits a nice melody, man. I think he's got a better vocal tone, better vocal approach, and I prefer it when he's on the microphone, in all fairness. Couple of instrumentals, which I could do without. I know this band, I don't know, but it sounds like the band sort of prides themselves on their instrumental prowess, because they are a good band. They definitely jam very well. You can hear that in the music, you know. Having involved myself with a couple of acts and seen a lot of live music, you can tell some bands that are just tight, and some bands that are a little more fluid and a little more jam-centric, and this seems like a band that's a little more of that. They can just come together and gel quite well, and you can hear that in the music. Drummer was pretty good. Bass lines stole the show. The bass was fantastic. Very prominent in the mix, very prominent in the movement of the songs, very prominent in the melody, believe it or not. You never really get that with the bass lines, within reason, as far as like leading the melody. But instrumentally speaking, melodically speaking, the bass lines were very good indeed. I made what I would perceive as a controversial comment during the listening of this, and I said this band has got an air of ska punk, an air of third wave punk, albeit not, strong enough to really pinpoint it. I think so, within them moving bass lines and within specific sort of vocal hooks and some of the melodies and the way the drummer was sort of messing about at times. This band goes through plenty of twos and fros, and structurally speaking, goes off in all sorts of different wacky sections from time to time, and some cool ideas. And from time to time, I did hear, that energy come through. And I know it'd be quite controversial, because there's going to be some people there who just like hate that comment. Ska punk? No bloody way. It's emo. It's emo core. It's post-hardcore. It's indie rock. It's, you know, whatever you want to call it. I stand by what I've said. My favourite songs... I liked Merchandise. I think song number 1 off of the 3 songs, I think that might have been my favourite one. There was a little bit of punk rock here and there, which was quite good. I mentioned during the listen through, this band can structure a song very uniquely, you know, and uniquely being that they completely sort of don't touch traditional song structure, understandably so, yet still make it listenable, still create hooks and sections that flow. It's not necessarily an A to B journey, you know, it's not just one bit all the way to the end. There are some bounce back moments and some cool riffs they go back and forth from, but structurally it's not pop structured, and they make it work. They're quite cool at doing that. Song length wise, we're happy. A lot of these songs are under 3 minutes. That suits me. That really does suit me. And with that being said, I don't think this was as good as 13 Songs. I don't think it was as good. Maybe because 13 Songs was my debut and my introduction into this band. And it was quite a unique sound then. Now I've heard this band, and there wasn't too many strong hooks on this one that have got me coming back for more. I don't know what I gave the last record rating, but I'll give this 1 point less. Alright, so refer back to the 13 Songs review, and then just give this 1 point less. Not 0.5, 1 point, 1 whole point, alright? That's what I'm saying on that one. So I'll see you on the flip side. I'm going to look into the history of this record, and I'll see you there, people. Peace. Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. Let me have a sip of my Pepsi Max, alright? Capitalising tonight. We're going to learn about Repeater, the album. We just listened to it. That's lovely. That I just come from the gym, people. I might look a little bit sweaty. I smashed it. Did a little bit of legs. When I say a little bit of legs, I did some squats, heavy squats, 3x3, and then went onto bench, 3x3 once again. Arguably 4x3, but you know, I'll just note it down as 3x3. Next session will be a breeze, you know. Do you want to see the pump? Can't even get into the mic. Look at that. We're putting on weight. We're eating crisps, pizza, everything in between. We're carved up 24 hours a day. We just listened to Repeater, plus 3 songs. Let's learn about this album. Let's see if there's anything interesting to check out. Of course it is Wikipedia, so if you disagree with anything, hey, don't take it out on me. It's just the internet, innit? Repeater is the full-length debut studio album. So what was 13 Songs? Let me just have a quick scan. So 3 songs came out before Repeater. Where was 13 Songs? Let's just have a little dig at the chronology here. Is it going to tell me? Well, hold on. I don't want to see the whole history. We'll save the history for another time. Right, 13 Songs isn't even referenced on. 13, it's a compilation album put out in '89. So 13 Songs must have just been like all of the call them demos. Probably not, like a series of EPs maybe and singles. Anyway, let's get to it. Repeater is the full-length debut studio album. I thought 13 Songs was a bit better, by the American post-hardcore band Fuzagi. It was released on April 1990 as Repeater on LP, and in May 1990 on CD, bundled with the 3 songs EP as Repeater plus 3 songs. It was recorded at Inner Ear Studios in Arlington, Virginia, which I've not heard of, produced and engineered by Don Zientara and Ted Nicely. Who are these then, and where's this? Inner Ear Studios. Don has worked with Minor Threat as well, and various other Discord Records artists. The other guy worked with Girls Against Boys, Jawbox, Tripping Daisy, and others. Apple Music called him the DC Scene Shaper, wow, for his impact on the city's explosive and revolutionary punk scene in the 80s and 90s. Wow, what a rating, eh? I've not heard of that dude. Repeater is often regarded as a definitive album for the band and a landmark of rock music. It has been described as an angrier American update of Gang of Four's Solid Gold. Shall we check out Gang of Four at some point? So it's a band I've heard of, but not really delved into. It's also been noted for its complex interplay of guitar and rhythm section, included in the book. Oh, who cares about this? Like, it's included in the book, 1,000 Recordings to Hear Before You Die. Bruh, anyone who has a marketing team behind them and a big brand, who is it? Let's see who the brand was. Tom Moon. I don't know who Tom Moon is. I bet he's a sound engineer or something, plugging half of his own music. Shall we just have a little look, just for the sake of it? Because there's beyond selling books, because it's an easy sell, there's an other ulterior motive to double up on this. Who's Tom Moon? An American saxophonist, author, and music critic. He has won 2 Deems Taylor Awards from the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. Well, I wonder if he's written any songs. Moon was a music critic, has contributed to Rolling Stone and other publications. Bruh, that's all Rolling Stone does. On each one of these Wikipedia pages, all Rolling Stone does is like have some credit for like some dumb list. Like 50 best, emo core, jangly riffs at 20 seconds long you need to listen to. And then you click on it and you give the website advertisement revenue and you give all this, that and the third. It's jam-packed full of affiliate links and it's business 101 and marketing 101, but it's sad as hell, man. I hate it. By 89, Fuzagi had made the transition into jamming on and writing new material. I told you this was a jam band. And as opposed to playing songs composed solely by singer guitarist Ian MacKaye. After the completion of several lengthy US and European tours, they began to work on new material as well as refining songs that had already been performing live, such as Merchandise and Turnover, the latter of which was originally titled NSA in its original form, featuring MacKaye on vocals. The band once again chose to work with them 2 producers as they had previously and entered Inner Ear Studios in 89 to begin the recording process. It's a blessing and a curse, these bands or bands in general who go to the same producers, record in, record out. I mean, it's like going to the same hairdresser, same barber. It's, you know what you're getting, and that's comfortable and safe. But for the listener to essentially get the same material, it's still the same band doing stuff. They're still, a lot of them still work in their old ways, and the producer can sometimes add a bit of sparkle to that, politic of the same 4 people second time around, but hey, each to their own. The group was only able to record them nicely present between the hours of 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. because he was splitting his time between the studio and culinary school. Recording for the album was completed in September 89. The album cover was based on a photo by Jim Sarr. The album's subject matter addresses a wide variety of themes such as greed, violence, sexuality, privacy, drug abuse, and death. Okay, now this is the thing. These dudes are so arty-farty that it completely bypasses that for me. I don't pick up on these concepts. I just don't pick up on the concepts. It's so abstract at times, which each to their own. People love that, but for me, I like simplicity. I love simplicity. MacKaye told Guitar World that the album title is loaded on so many levels. It's actually about how things in life repeat over and over, but the title is also a rather obscure nod to the Beatles' Revolver. Interesting. A record revolves and it also repeats. A revolver is also a gun. Here we go. We're getting into etymology here. Well, we're not, but we're getting into some metaphorical substance here, verging on spiritual substance. A revolver is also a gun, and so is a repeater. The title track is about kids repeatedly shooting each other and references the crack cocaine-related violence in Washington, D.C. in the 80s. Release and reception. Released on April 1990 through Discord, Repeater did not initially reach the Billboard 200 charts or become a commercial success. Who cares? Billboard 200, what does it mean? You can just buy your way onto there now. You could buy your way onto there then anyway, that's all it is. However, the band spent most of the 90s and 91 touring heavily, performing a total of 250 concerts between March 90 and June 91. That's a lot of performance there, routinely selling out 1,000 plus capacity venues all over the world. While major labels began to court the band decided that Discord was distributing their records well enough and refused the offers. According to Alan O'Connor in his 2008 book Punk Record Labels and the Struggle for Autonomy, the emergence of DIY, Repeater went on to sell 500,000 copies based on an interview with Discord. The album was also critically well received. We got some professional ratings here. AllMusic gave it 4.5 out of 5. Encyclopedia of Popular Music, 4 out of 5. Great Rock Discography, 8 out of 10. Music Hound, 3.5. Well, 3 out of 5. On the Rock, 9 out of 10. These are good reviews. Rolling Stone Album Guide, 4 out of 5. Spin Alternative Record Guide, 6 out of 10. Not too pleased there, Spin Alternative Record Guide. Tom Hull, whoever that is, gave it a B. The Village Voice gave it a A-. Legacy. Influence. So, Repeater featured an alternative rock sound that predated significant releases such as Nirvana's Nevermind and Pearl Jam's 10, which would unexpectedly go on to break the genre into the mainstream. Tim Comerford of Rage Against the Machine who? Tim? Bruh, this guy never gets mentioned. Who's this guy? The bassist and backing vocalist for Rage Against the Machine. He's got a bad situation, man. He was in Audio Slave and Prophets of Rage. Yo, my man Timothy Comerford, you couldn't be in a worse position. I would argue maybe the drummer's in the worst position in that band. Bruh, you hear about Rage, you never hear about this guy at all. He gets no credits at all, and he's some fucking corking bass lines. So yeah, he was influenced by the album. Understandably, the bass lines are great. As was Steve Holmes of American Football and Mets. Ben Wyman of the Dillinger Escape Plan named it one of his favourite records of all time. La Dispute covered the title track live. The track Merchandise has been covered by Face to Face on their album Standards and Practices, Ted Leo and the Pharmacists, and Dogstar. Blueprint was covered by Gogo Bordello live, Ben Lee and Tim Timebomb. The track was quoted by The Knife on the track Raging Lung off of Shaking the Habitual. It has also been sampled by Emin for Stranger Days track Not Playing. Styrofoam has been covered by Stereotype Rider. Shut the Door has been covered by Boy Eats Drum Machine. Accolades, a load of bullshit, just top albums of all time. And the personnel is Brendan Canty on the drums, Joe Lally on the bass, Ian McKay on lead and backing vocals, guitars and pianos, and Guy Pixicotto, who's a little bit like, isn't that a little bit like the guy from Dillinger anyway? Lead and backing vocals and guitar. Technical, got Ted Nicely, Don Zentiera, Jim Saar, Kurt Sayenga. It's nice to have a technical team that isn't just, you know, about 20 people deep because somebody contributed a word in the studio. So that was a bit of Repeater. Shall we go on and listen to more music of this style? You let me know. I'm signing out. Peace.